Hey gang, Justin from Santa Fe, and today we're talking hang kit. So a couple of things that you're going to need in addition with all your hang kit parts and pieces. You've got your unit here. We're demonstrating with the Santa Fe Compact. We've got our 2 brackets, leveling feet that come with the unit. We've got our eye bolts, 4 of those, and then we've got 4 of our ratchet straps. As far as tools that you're going to need, we've got our level. We've got our screwdriver for leverage on our eye bolts if we need it. And we've got a tape measure so we can measure distance between our eye bolts. And we've got a drill with a 1/4 inch drill bit. Just makes it a little bit easier. This is optional. These are self-tapping eye bolts, but you can drill your holes first. Makes it easier putting the eye bolts in. Let's get started. So for the first step, we're gonna put our brackets on. So we've got our 2 brackets. We've got our leveling feet that came with the unit, 4 leveling feet, and we're gonna attach our brackets to the unit. The easiest way to do that is to tip the unit up on its back side very gently, just so we get access to the leveling feet holes at the bottom of the cabinet. From there, we're going to take our brackets and turn them over so they're sitting on the unit like this. Line them up with the leveling feet holes and start screwing in our feet. Once that is complete, we'll gently tip the unit back down on the brackets. Next, we want to determine placement of the unit and screw our first eye bolt into position at the bottom of the floor joist. And this is where the drill actually comes in handy with your 1/4 inch drill bit. Pre-drill your holes so it makes it easier to actually screw in your eye bolts into place. You can also use a screwdriver for leverage just to tighten up the eye bolt in the proper position. Once your first eye bolt is in place, measure 35 inches across on the same floor joist and install your second eye bolt. Use the remaining 2 eye bolts on the joist parallel to the joist used for the first eye bolts and install your second 2 eye bolts in place. Be sure that they're 35 inches apart from one another, just like your first 2. Next, we want to position the unit directly underneath our 4 eye bolts that we have in place and get it in position to put our ratchet straps on. Ratchet straps, you want to take the non-ratchet end, so this end of the ratchet strap, and just hook it in place right on the bracket itself. So what we want to do is hook all 4 of those in place. Next, we want to take our ratchet strap and attach it to our eye bolt at the top. If additional slack on the rope is needed, push up on the trigger on the ratchet end of the strap and feed rope through as needed. So we'll attach all those in place. Once we have all 4 of our ratchet straps hooked onto our eye bolts at the top, you want to pull down until it's tight enough, not lifting it, just until it's tight enough on all 4 corners. And once you get all 4 corners in place, we can gently start lifting the unit up in place. Okay, so now we want to start lifting the unit up using the ratchet straps. So here is where you want to grab your level to make sure that the unit itself is level once you get it into position. And we'll individually raise up each ratchet one at a time. And the easiest way to do that is to pull up on the rope that's attached to the bracket and then pull down at the same time on your slack rope. This makes it easier. And do it gently. You don't want to tip the unit too much. And you're only going to raise it 6 to 10 inches or so at a time and then move from strap to strap until it's level and in place. So then we want to make sure the unit is level once we have our straps up and the unit's in place. So we've got our level on the unit here. You want to make sure that it's going to be level once it stops swinging back and forth. That's pretty good. And then we want to check it from this angle as well. And that looks pretty good as well. Now, if the unit's not 100% level, what you can do is kind of tilt it a little bit forward so that the water is just draining. You're dealing with gravity, so you want to make sure the water at least drains forward. And then once you put your drain trap in place, you shouldn't have any issues. And that's our hang kit.